So I've looked back at my life and I said, you know, there's a lot of events in your life that you think are milestones, like your kids being born, the day you got married, and things like that. But if I look back at my life, there are bigger markers than that. And I don't know, there's many people in here, I know y'all are very familiar with Dee, but may not have known her brother Joey. Well, when I was 17, Joey Wilson was the best friend I had on this planet. And when I was 17, me and him were in a car and a couple other buddies. In fact, Jeff Cave was in that car with us, and we were riding around one night having probably more fun than we should have. And I said, fellas, I got to go. I got to open in the morning. I was working at McDonald's. 2 hours later, there was a tragic car wreck, and Joey was gone. Jeff Cave was in the hospital. He was unconscious for about 7 days. And another friend named Rusty Hewitt was in the hospital, and he was unconscious for 10 days. During that 10-day span, Joey was buried. And I don't know if you've ever seen a lot of sadness in your life, but you see a group of 6 or 8, 16, 17-year-old young men carrying a casket into this graveyard to bury their best friend. It's a life-changing event. 6 months after that, I met Lori Quinn, the absolute love of my life. And fellas, I've been a member of this church for a long time. We started here when I was 3 years old. I've been here for 47 years. And this has become a great launch pad, not just for Camp Wisdom, but for a lot of ministries that have come around the world. But what I'm talking about right now are just the life-changing events. The loss of Joey and the gain of Lori were so offsetting. It was amazing. But even though I've been a member of this church since I was 3, I never was truly a Christian, but I didn't know that. And a guy named Kyle Smith and my oldest son Ryan drugged me to Costa Rica for the first time. And when I came back from that first trip, I realized that a statement had been made to me, and I didn't really believe it, but then I did. That I was not really a Christian, but just a really dedicated Methodist, okay? Once you go into the world, and it could be anywhere. It could be in Lafayette, you could be Chattanooga, you could be anywhere in this world, Costa Rica, Guam, Africa, wherever you're going to. God will be there with you. But 2005 was another event in my life, and I realized I was not a Christian. I was a good Methodist, but I was not the best Christian I could be. So it started again. And that was the next big change in my life. And then in 2010, I'm sitting there thinking, hey, I could get fired up easy about talking about any mission trip. I've been with Bert down to fill the flood buckets, and I know Tracy and them were going to Claver and everything. But in 2010, 2 weeks before I left for my 6th mission trip to Costa Rica, the owner of my company came to me and said, Darin, we're going to have to cut back a little bit deeper. And they handed me a separation notice. I'd worked for that company for 22 years. And I came home and I cried in my wife's arms and I said, what are we going to do? And the love of my life said, you know what? We'll make it. God will be there with us. We'll make it. And so I went to Costa Rica again, and I met Liliana Rojas, who was a nurse down there, who was, took care of a lot of the children's ministries and things down there. And I came back home because while we were there, they showed me something I'd never seen. We'd worked there for years, but I'd never seen the actual architectural drawings for the church that we were building. We were just workers. We'd go down there and we'd build whatever they told us to build. We'd go back home, but I'd never seen the drawings. I saw the church, and then right beside the church, I saw another building. I said, what is that? They said, that's the free medical clinic we're going to run out of this church, and that's what y'all are going to start on today. So we dug the footers for the original church, and we dug the footers for the foundation of the medical clinic. Well, I came back home and I told my wife, I said, you know what? I'm going to be a nurse. I'm going to help somebody. I'm going to be a blessing to somebody. And I'm going to use that opportunity to spread the word of God every time I get a chance. And the journey to become a nurse is a long one. I'm not going to go into that. I became an EMT. While I was an EMT, I became a nurse. I failed in the nursing program, had to re-enter and came back in. But the night that I went for my pinning ceremony, I found out that somebody had paid for her to fly. Liliana flew all the way from Costa Rica to come here and pin me in my pinning service. And folks, since the day I walked into this hospital, I have never bypassed an opportunity to share my love for God. I've been put in a place where people are having a bad day, and maybe I'm a little bit of a light. Maybe I'm just a warm hand. Maybe I'm a hand on the shoulder or a shoulder to cry on. Do not let your opportunities go by. John stands up here every Sunday and challenges you to go home with your homework, and I'm telling you, do not let an opportunity go by. If you have an opportunity to share your love for God, and you do not have to be able to quote the Bible word for word, you just have to be able to stand here and tell your story. At the end of Matthew, the Great Commission tells us all to go into the world and tell your story. He didn't tell you to be a preacher. He just says, tell your story. I don't know everybody in here can do that. I challenge you to go today, tomorrow, the next day, for the rest of your life. If God provides you this opportunity to put a microphone in your hand, you take it. And you spread your word, okay? Everybody say amen. Amen.
Right, now the people